Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. Welcome to the daily quiz discussion for the 30th of October 2022. Before we begin, a gentle reminder that BYJU'S Exam Prep is now on Telegram. Join the channel now to get regular updates on our current affairs initiatives. Beginning with the first question of the day. It reads, IMT TRILAT is a joint exercise involving India and which other countries? The four options are as follows. Option A, Mauritius and Tuvalu. Option B, Malaysia and Thailand. Option C, Mozambique and Tanzania. And option D, Madagascar and Tuvalu. Now, what is the context? This article from the PIB takes note of the Indian Navy's participation in the maiden trilateral exercise with Mozambique and Tanzania. This first edition of the trilateral exercise is being held at Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. This joint exercise includes both the harbor and the sea phase as well. The exercise is having three broad objectives. One, to improve capability development to address common threats through training and sharing of best practices. Two, enhancing interoperability between the navies of the three countries. And three, strengthening maritime cooperation between the three countries. This exercise reflects India's and the Indian Navy's commitment to enhancing maritime security and cooperation with maritime neighbors in the Indian Ocean region and promoting safety and growth for all in the region. From our discussion, it becomes clear that the answer to this question is option C, Mozambique and Tanzania. Moving on to the second question. The question reads, with respect to myositis, which of the following statements is or are correct? The two question statements are as follows. Myositis is a rare disease that involves inflammation of the muscles. Statement 2. Myositis can affect both children and adults. Please have a look at the options given. Now, what is the context? This article from the Indian Express takes note of the Indian actress Samantha Rutu Prabhu suffering from myositis. Now, what is this myositis disease? Myositis is a rare disease that involves inflammation of the muscles. The main muscles to be affected are around the shoulders, hips, and thighs. Notably, having myositis can also lead to other parts of the body being affected, such as the skin, lungs, or heart as well. Notable symptoms associated with the disease involve muscle weakness, weight loss, fatigue, and low fever. Now, when it comes to causes, there are multiple causes possible. The first one being injury. The disease can be a result of muscle injury during heavy workouts. The second cause can be due to medicines. A variety of different medicines can cause myositis. One of the most common drug types that can cause myositis is statins. Thirdly, the disease can also be caused due to infection. Infection caused by viruses such as the common cold virus as well as viruses such as COVID-19. Also, the disease myositis can be of autoimmune in nature. Now, let us understand what do we mean by autoimmunity. Normally, if one gets an infection, our immune system attacks the bacteria or virus that is making the person sick. In case of autoimmune diseases, the immune system of the body gets confused and instead starts attacking the body itself. Hence, in the case of autoimmune myositis, the body's immune system itself attacks the muscles, causing pain and inflammation. When it comes to treatment of the disease is usually treated with steroids and immunosuppressive drugs. This is supplemented with physical therapy, exercise, and yoga to keep the muscle strong and flexible. Notably, myositis can affect people of any age, including children as well. Coming back to the question, from our discussion, it becomes clear that both the statements are correct and hence the answer to this question would be option C, both. Moving on to the third question. The question reads, consider the following statements about the bird Amur Falcon. The three question statements are as follows. The first one, it is one of the longest flying migratory bird, making an annual migration from its breeding grounds in North China, Eastern Mongolia and Far East Russia to wintering grounds in South Africa. The second statement, the bird's migratory route passes through the northeastern states of India of Nagaland and Manipur. Statement 3. Being a non-native species, the bird enjoys no protection under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Which of the above statements are correct? Please have a look at the options given. Now, what is the context? This article from today's The Indian Express takes note of the measures being taken up by the district administration of Tamenglong in Manipur to conserve this Amur Falcon bird. The administration has banned air guns and directed them to be deposited with the concerned authorities. Hunting, catching, killing and selling the birds have been prohibited. Amur falcon is a migratory bird which has its breeding grounds in North China, Eastern Mongolia and Far East Russia and makes an annual migration to wintering grounds in South Africa. They spend about 3 to 4 weeks in states such as Manipur and Nagaland. That is where they build up fat reserves by preying on the termites available in the region. Note, though Amur falcon is not a native bird to India, it is still protected under the Wildlife Protection Act and is included under its Schedule 4, which makes hunting of these birds or possessing its meats punishable. Coming back to the question, the first two statements are correct, while the third statement is wrong. Hence, the answer to this question would be option A, 1 and 2 only. Moving on to the fourth question. It reads, Goa Maritime Symposium involves participation from which of the following countries? 7 countries have been listed here. What are they? 1. Bangladesh, 2. Sri Lanka, 3. Pakistan, 4. Maldives, 5. Indonesia, 6. Australia and 7. UAE or the United Arab Emirates. Please have a look at the options given. Now, what is the context? This article from the PIB takes note of the inauguration of the 4th edition of the Goa Maritime Symposium being conducted by the Naval War College in Goa. This symposium was conceptualized and instituted by the Indian Navy in the year 2016. Since then, it has been held as a biennial event by the Naval War College in Goa. The Goa Maritime Symposium aims to foster collaborative thinking, cooperation and mutual understanding between India and key maritime nations of the Indian Ocean region. The symposium sees participation from countries such as Bangladesh, Comoros, Indonesia, Madagascar, Malaysia, Maldives, Mauritius, Myanmar, Seychelles, Singapore, Sri Lanka, besides India. The theme of the current edition is Maritime Security Challenge in the Indian Ocean region, converting common maritime priorities into collaborative mitigation frameworks. Coming back to the question, from our discussion, it is clear that Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives and Indonesia are the countries which saw participation in the Goa Maritime Symposium, while countries such as Pakistan, Australia and UAE did not participate. Hence, the correct answer to this question would be option A, 1, 2, 4 and 5 only. Moving on to the last question of the day. This is a question from the 2019 prelims paper. The question reads, consider the following pairs. It includes pairs of glacier and the associated river. What are the 5 pairs? The first pair, Bandar Poonch, Yamuna. The second pair, Bara Shigri, Chenab. The third pair, Milam, Mandakini. The fourth pair, Siachen, Nubra. And the fifth pair, Zemu, Manas. Which of the pairs given above are correctly matched? The first pair is correctly matched. Bandar Poonch is a mountain massif of the Garhwal division of the Himalayas. It is located in the Indian state of Uttarakhand. It is a source of the Yamuna river whose source lies even above Yamunotri. Consider the second pair. This is also correctly matched. Barashigli Glacier is the second longest glacier in Himalaya after the Gangotri and it is located in the Chandra Valley of Laol. The third pair is wrongly matched. Note, Milam Glacier is a major glacier of the Kumaon Himalaya, located in the Pithoragarh district of Uttarakhand. Milam is the source glacier of the Gori Ganga river and not the river Mandakini as given in the question. Notably, Mandakini River, which is a tributary of the Alkananda River, originates from the Chorabari Glacier near Kedarnath. Next, consider the fourth pair, Siachen. Siachen Glacier is located in the eastern Karakoram range. The glacier's melting water are the main source of the Nubra River in the Indian region of Ladakh, which drains into the Shyok River. Hence, the fourth pair is correctly matched. Consider the fifth pair. Zemu Glacier is the largest glacier in the eastern Himalayas. It is located at the base of the Kanchenjunga in the Himalayan region of Sikkim. The glacier is the source water for numerous rivers, including like that of the Teesta. It is not the source for the river Manas. Manas is a transboundary river in the Himalayan foothills between southern Bhutan and India. Hence, the answer is A, 1, 2 and 4. Next, moving on to the fact of the day, green investments. What is the context? This article from today's The Indian Express takes note of the McKinsey & Co. report on green investments in India. Now, what do we mean by green investments? Green investments consist of investment activities that focuses on projects or companies committed to the conservation of natural resources as well as improving the environment. Notably, India's per capita carbon emission is very low compared to the global average. Still, India is the world's third largest emitter of carbon dioxide. Also note, India has pledged to net zero emissions by the year 2070. This shift to net zero will require a substantial amount of green investments. And as per the recent report of McKinsey & Co., an estimated amount of 12.1 trillion amounting to about 5.9% of India's GDP of green investments are required until 2050. Now, what is the significance of green investments into India? First one is climate action. Notably, an impetus to green investments in India can have a significant impact on the global climate action. India has the potential to create 287 gigatons of carbon space for the world if it accelerates its efforts to fight climate change. This would amount to almost half of the global carbon budget for a chance of limiting the temperatures as per the Paris Agreement. Also, this type of investment will make economic sense. How? The green investments would help India reduce costs of renewable energy, reduce costs of electric vehicles, while also becoming a manufacturing and research and development base for clean technology. Additionally, the transition to renewable energy can help India save around 1.7 trillion US dollars in forex, which would be otherwise spent on energy imports. Hence, all in all, green investments is the need of the hour, and supportive policies and international help in this direction are critical. This is all we have for today's discussion. Thank you for being with us.